Okay, the sun's going down, part 2, the middle part of cooking a brisket. Here you go. Another little secret I do, I put little chips around one big log, and that way it'll smoke for a really long time, but yet keep the heat at about 180, 200 like I need it. This is what about 2 hours looks like. As you can see, it's evenly cooking, perfect. Look at the beautiful bark. The mayonnaise is disappearing, but sealing in the juices. This is about 4 hours worth right here. And it's at this point, not because it's 4 hours, because you can see the mayonnaise has disappeared. This is where I'm gonna start spritzing. Now you can spritz or you don't want to spritz. I've been doing it for years, so I'm not gonna change this because some young person decided it ain't worth it. I'm gonna do what I do. You do what you wanna do, but this is how I do it. No puddles in here or anything. See how smooth it is? That's what you're looking for, bark all around. The reason it's a little bit smoky is because I just added a big old chunk of wood on there. Remember, gray, black smoke, bad. White to blue smoke, good. It's wide open. I got whitish to bluish to clear smoke coming right out of there because that brisket's cooked. So this is after about 6 hours right here. I'm raising the temp up to 225. I hear so many people talk about the stall. The stall is a myth. You want to know why it's a myth? Because I tell you honestly, the stall only happens if you're barbecuing too hot. And when you barbecue too hot, the outside starts to get burnt and the inside is not. So that's what your stall is all about. If you do low and slow and you take your time, you don't ever have a stall. The whole thing about a stall is getting in too big of a hurry. I've never had a brisket stall. The whole thing about the stall is too, it's like old Stale Cracker says, the rougarou or whatever you call it. There's no such thing. If you just cook low and slow, never happens. It went longer than what I thought. Now, you see that black? There's no carnivore black on there or nothing. That's black created by smoke. And it's going to get blacker than that by the time I'm done. I'm going to wrap it now. I bought a big old fat point brisket on purpose to show you that you can't gauge things by time. You got to gauge it by looks. And look at the color. See, there's no carnivore black on there. There's no seasoning, which is all bull crap that they sell you. This is how you cook. Smoke turns it black, not the black pepper. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wrap it. And I'm going to wrap it tight. And we're going to put it back on the pit. And if you want, you can put it in the oven. Either way, doesn't matter because it ain't going to get no more smoke. So we're going to take this brisket. I'm going to put it on that tin foil. You can use butcher paper if you want, whatever it is you want to use. It doesn't matter to me. I like tin foil because I believe it holds the juices and creates a better, juicier brisket. Now, you want to make sure that you bowl it. In other words, you want to keep the juice inside the tin foil. So boil it. Bowl it. Put the tin foil and put it on top so you make sure you seal it and then tuck it under. There might be a better way to do this. I don't claim to be the best brisket wrapper. You never heard me say that. I'm not going to start now. But I do know that the fat side's up right this way and that all the liquid's going to stay inside this tin foil. Right on. I'm going to take my temp gauge and I'm going to put it where the point and the flat meet because that's the temp I'm looking for, and I'm looking for 200 to 205, and that's when I'm going to pull it out. And right now my temp says I'm at 160. Don't matter. The color told me I'm at the right spot, not the temp, not the time, not anything else, the color. I can tell by that this brisket's ready to be wrapped. Right on. Now look, whether you wrap it, don't wrap it, whatever, you still got to get that internal temp and you got to get it right to 205 to be able to be tender and juicy. Also too, whether you put it in the oven when you wrap it or you put it back on the pit, that's up to you. It ain't gonna get no more smoke. It just needs good heat. About 225 to 250 on the heat for the next hour or two, depending. Now, one of the things that I did when I was cooking this, that's why I bought the messed up point in, is because I wanted to show people that you can't go by time. Because by time, I should have been ready to go. No, most people will cut that all off and all down. That's a waste of meat. You don't want to do that. It's a good brisket. It was on sale. I caught it. So what turned out to be a 4 to 6 hour to an 8 hour cook and then wrap turned out to be a 12-hour cook and then wrap. See, you cannot cook, and don't ever cook a brisket on time, on schedule to serve when you bring it off the pit. Cook it the day before, 24 hours ahead, because if you cook it right, your brisket will be good not only the next day, but the next day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that. You could serve it on the 5th day, and it will still taste like it came off the pit if you cook it right. Trust me, I've got no skin in this game. I sell no seasonings. I sell no barbecue chips, woods, pits, or anything. I don't sell anything. What I do sell you is truth. The truth. And that's what all these people on these social media platforms don't do. They all sell you seasonings and marketing scams. Capitalism at its worst. I'm selling you the truth because I care. And if you're my follower and you're watching me, I'm giving you my everything. And I'm tired of seeing you guys get scammed. Now, my wife said don't point out these people. But I think you know who they are. They got the best marketing scams on social media. Stay away from them. Part 3 is coming up. That was part 2. This is the middle. Part 3 is going to come up, and I'm going to show you the final product and everything else. Right on. Yeah, man. God bless you. I would never lie to you. Like I didn't lie to you about the crawfish.